Good evening, good morning for some of you. This is Lutz coming to you live from Core Radio, aka Supernet Radio. And today I am coming back from a long vacation. I know you've been wondering where I am and you had trouble sleeping at night. So I came back just so, you could get some better rest. I got a new job. I have enhanced various parts of my life, and I am coming back from a long-term vacation. I don't know what long-term vacation means, but sounded good. And we have our first interview since. Now, I had quite a few offers for interviews, and people we've heard before. And I thought probably the first interview to come back would be something confusing, something that people hear of but they don't really understand. And I think the best choice was something also I didn't understand, and I probably still don't understand, honestly. But that's why we're all here today. So what I'm talking about is a technology called SuperMesh. And I have a guest, lead developer, innovator, community member. He is all over the community. He's got his fingers in everything. Every time I look at a channel, he's in there saying something technical. Sounds Chinese to me. I have no idea what he talks about. But, there's curls and parentheses and, stars and asterisks. So I brought him on to explain all these things. His name is Gruel Setinder, and he's on with us now.
Hey Lutz, and hey everybody. Nice to be here, man.
What's up, bro?
Good. Thanks for inviting.
You have a familiar accent. Are you from Brooklyn?
I'm actually from India.
Get out of here.
And then I moved to New Zealand 6 years ago.
Jesus Christ. I'm not religious. Wow. That's awesome, man. You like it over there? It's hot over there. Why did you move?
Progress, I would say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you live in a better place than you did before.
Yes, I really like it here. I really like weather, people-friendly people, some opportunities. Not as much as in India, but yeah, I like it here.
How about the food? Is the food better? Because that's very important to me.
Well, I don't find any difference because I'm used to Indian food, and I'm really honest with you. I haven't much got into food. I'm a vegetarian. If I get some vegetables and fruits, I'm really good. It doesn't matter to me what kind of food there is.
I'm a vegetarian too, 5 days of the week.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I have my own garden too. It's awesome. I have kale, spinach, cauliflower. I got string beans growing. I got all sorts of amazing. I got eggplants. There's an eggplant called cucuts that Italian people grow. It's like a really long eggplant. It could grow like 6 feet.
Oh, nice.
It's insane. And I got tons of peppers. I got so many different peppers. It's insane. I got ghost peppers, reaper peppers, even sweet ones and regular ones like bell peppers. I mean, I got so many peppers. It's insane.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's actually very relaxing to go outside and water the plants.
Yeah.
I find it very zen. So you're doing this project called SuperMesh. Now, before I left, I heard about it.
Yeah.
I heard about it, and this is what I remember from back then. It was a device called the Blueberry Pie, right? And it was able to communicate with other Blueberry Pies wirelessly. So what it was one house would be able to connect to a house close to it, and it would create a network like that, like a sort of a mesh, right? And that's all I know. I know I sound ridiculous right now probably to you, but that's all I remember at the moment.
I would say you are very genius and you got it all along, but a little different, isn't it? Okay.
Is it? Tell us how it actually. You know what? Tell us how you got involved in it first.
Because I am coming from system admin and network admin area. I'm into computers since 2002, since I started with computers graduation and everything. So I've done so much, experiments, taking things apart and drawing them and testing, evaluating, doing work in professional industries, different industries. So it was natural for me to come along or come across this technology. I came across this technology, and while exploring crypto technology, I found there can be a good mesh of these both technologies. So I started exploring this area. So that's how I came across NXT, then SuperNet, then this meshnet technology. So then the project started like all-in-one NXT and SuperNet project device as a thread on NXT forum. From there on, people showed interest. I put in more efforts into that. Then the evolution of that was with James, and that's named as a SuperMesh project.
So James is the one who named it SuperMesh?
Yeah, that's true.
So super comes from SuperNet. I got it. I thought it was just, because super could just be the word super, and you thought of it. I didn't know that it was made. James thought of it.
It was James. He named it SuperMesh. I was asking for names both from people. What name they suggest, and what name should I do with my project, which I was calling it all-in-one device or all-in-one project, something like that. So we were having I wasn't so sure about those names, and I was still looking for some certain good names.
I'm surprised he didn't come up with some type of reptile. Like basilisk.
Because at that time I don't think he had even came with the name iguana. That's even before that time. Yeah.
Well, it's a good name. So what makes SuperMesh? Why the name? What is it? What's its purpose? What does it do to deserve the name SuperMesh?
Its purpose is very simple. Its purpose is to connect everybody, no matter they are connected to internet or they are not connected to internet. They should have the ability to do everything they do over internet, but more efficiently, more securely, more privately, and without any glitch. They shouldn't have any difference feeling or any much difference feeling using this meshnet related technologies, crypto technologies, and the technologies they are using over the internet. The end user, if they suppose switch this device on, or they plug this device onto their network, they should be able to access every services on their system, just like every other internet service they are accessing. Except behind the scenes, what is happening is it could be only happening from their small device, that IoT device which is sitting in their room, and it is not sending any request over the servers which is on the clouds. So such kind of things that I'm thinking, and such kind of things are possible.
Wow, that was very technical for me. See, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But I do know that mesh is some type of topology, a network topology. One of a few. I know there's the star, right? The bus. in a mesh is so. Is that related to how it's going to work? Is that why it's called mesh? Because is it some type of internet connection? Because I'm that confuses me. So is it going to give like people internet access?
Yes and no.
Okay.
If I talk technically, our internet is already a mesh network, very big mesh network.
Right.
You can say that because internet is interconnecting all people over the globe with each other. So we are actually hopping from one network to another through some gateways. We can call our ISPs as gateways. But our ISPs are the ones who are providing us, the ability to connect to other systems, other people around.
Right.
This is kind of a central point, you can say. If you are not connected to any ISP, you cannot connect to any other person around the world.
Correct.
This mesh network technology that I am talking about, or I am
proposing,
this is not developed by me. It is some other third-party project called CJDNS.
Okay.
They are doing work on that. They are very genius projects of people there, and every day they are progressing on it, breaking it, fixing it, improving it. So I'm just using their software. What this project does is it just installs on your system. It supports every kind of system. No, it doesn't matter if it is Mac, Linux, Windows, mobile, laptop, desktop, any kind of, even your smart, Wi-Fi routers and so.
So all operating systems it supports.
Yes, that software can be installed on any device and any software which you can name. So what it does is it connects every device with each other, and it doesn't matter you are connected to internet or not. If you are either wirelessly or with wire connected to these devices, you can have your own private mesh network. And in case you have good hardware, which is transmitting wireless radio signals, or you can say wide area wireless, it can connect to your neighbors, and through neighbors you're connecting your city, and such kind of network will be called as local mesh. So you're connecting neighbor to neighbor and then city to city. That's a local mesh to a big mesh network of your own, which is independent to ISPs.
Okay, but this project, so it's called Project Mesh, right? This project, now, what I don't understand, where do they get the internet from? I mean, from what I understand and from my basic know-how, it has to come from a source, right? Where's the source? Where's the source of the internet?
It can be anyone, whoever is connecting to this mesh network.
I see. So one person has to provide it for everyone else to use it.
It can be one person. It can be all of them. It all depends on who wants to provide this internet.
Understood.
But it is not necessary that people hop to internet from this. It is really optional, because the way that internet works, it works, and it is structured very centralized. For example, we are going to internet, we open YouTube, and it sends a request to some central server where that video is placed or hosted. We watch that, we stream that, but imagine how much traffic that single server or a number of multiple cloud servers must be getting requests on. And imagine how much data one platform is consuming just to give you that one video to stream at your end. There are millions of people watching one video, and if it is a 10 MB or 100 MB of video, multiply it to millions, that one server is transmitting that much of data.
Right.
So even more, which is a kind of a problem if we are trying to use internet services over mesh network.
Right.
This kind of architecture, application, style is not good for mesh network, because our mesh network technology, as we know today, is not as advanced or as it's not as robust or good as we expect it to be as internet.
Right.
Because we are very small. You know? A person like you and me can have a small Wi-Fi router, but you and me cannot afford to have that expensive devices which ISPs use.
Right.
So it's not, yeah. So it's not possible to afford that much expensive hardware, so we can manage heavy traffic running through and from.
Right.
So
universal broadband routers. That's what they use.
yeah. So in that case, decentralized technologies like cryptocurrencies, IPFS, zero net, so many other technologies coming along. So those technologies, if we combine with cryptocurrencies, we can build all similar projects and websites and services on MeshNet, which we are experiencing over internet. The difference only is every node who is a part of this mesh network having a chunk of some data with them, and they are passing it, they are serving it to the network. So that's kind of applications and services it is providing to the network, being a part of that and earning as well.
That was a lot to absorb. So you're saying that, if I get this correct, we will ease all the heavy lifting of all those UBRs out there by utilizing this mesh network.
Say again?
So we won't have to go through a centralized UBR for all the traffic like we do now. You're saying that using this more of a mesh type network, it'll be more direct. It won't have to go through these centralized areas.
If we are going to use any internet service, we are going through at least one hop in the network.
Right.
In case we are accessing any decentralized service, that is more of a local stuff, because it is synchronizing with all other nodes with the same kind of software or service. So it's more of like you are accessing it locally. So the traffic is not going out. The only traffic is going out is to synchronize with other network nodes who are also participating to provide that kind of service which is
on the
which you want to use.
All right. Well, let's dumb this down a little bit, because I think we're getting very technical.
Okay.
All right. My name's Harry, right? And me and my wife Linda, we have regular service. What is the advantage of me using this service? Is it for more privacy? Would it be for speed, or would it be for free internet? Why would me and Linda? Why would we use this in the overall? What's its utility?
Okay, how much internet expense you have per month? Just to use internet, how much you pay?
$90.
$90. And what if I say, if you want to only use it for 5 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, then how much you pay?
Still $90.
Yeah, that's true. But in case of mesh network, if you are willing to use internet, or if you want to use internet, what you will do is you will find some node who is connected to internet. Then you will request to that node that please connect me to these are my credentials. Add to your node He will give his. You will add his credentials to your node, and you will be both connected. And through that node, you will be accessing the internet. Right now, the process is like that. But I'm even dumbing it down to the point where it is just single click. And when you do that single click, you are saying, okay, for every second or every 5 seconds or maybe every minute,
Right.
I'm paying you this much of bitcoins or maybe X currency or something like. So it is kind of a micro payment you are paying for the usage. So you can imagine how much less it can be, and that is only per usage that you are paying, not $90 or something. So it's a fraction of $90, you can say.
Oh, so there is a tiny cost to it also?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay,
So say I don't have internet, right? All of a sudden, they ban me from the Verizon network, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be able to use this to get online.
How you say you got banned?
Also, I'm just saying, yeah, that's a joke. I probably would never get banned, but for whatever reason, I can't use my internet, right? This would provide me with a way of accessing the internet through a node that's close by. That's using
true.
Okay. Now, when I do that, is the other person aware that I'm doing that? Would they know that I'm mesh networking into his mesh network?
Yes, they should be, because they are providing you internet. But there can be another measures to secure that also. They can know that somebody is connected to your node to access internet, but they cannot see or intercept what are you accessing through them.
All right. Now they would be the people providing the internet.
Mm-hmm.
What would be their incentive to allow you to connect to them?
They are earning. They are earning in cryptocurrency or whatever the currency they have choose.
I see, like kind of like VPN coin.
You can say that.
Okay, and all right, so he does earn. So there's his incentive to let you in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you connect, is there now getting to the VPN? That's what came to mind. That's why I thought of VPN coin. Would there be a requirement to have a VPN active? Because I only say this because, people don't want to get in trouble for what other people do on their connection.
Yeah, that's very true.
For example, over here, like I've gotten in trouble a few times for downloading a few torrents, and they know right away. They even know my MAC address on my computer. They know everything.
Yeah.
The only way to hide from that is using a VPN.
Yeah. In that case, we can code our SuperMesh to, pass any network either through, Tor or I2P. It will be slow, but for the provider, means the internet providing node, it will be secure, and for the person who is accessing internet through that node, that will also be secure. But we cannot use that node then to download or stream videos or something.
Right,
even with
slower.
It will be hell slow. We can already experience or over Tor network or I2P network how slow network works. We only use it to just view websites or to chat or something.
I'm talking to you from Italy right now. You don't know that?
From Italy, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my VPN's in Italy.
Oh, nice.
Tomorrow I'll be in China.
Yeah, very good. You can be at any part of the world.
I got some amazing. Actually, this is a really cool VPN service because I could connect to any country I want. So I could use a VPN in Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Netherlands, New Zealand, Turkey, Romania, Russia. I mean, it's really awesome. I mean, it'd be cool if that was also part of the software. Like before you connect to a VPN first, and then you connect.
Yeah, that can also be added in there.
So at least there's a mandatory setting that you're connected to a VPN. I mean, like, you don't have to connect to a VPN on the host side. The person connecting to you could do the VPN part, as long as, and then whatever he does, whatever child porn he's doing, at least he's got VPN. So the person hosting it doesn't get in trouble for what other people do.
Yeah. So because SuperMesh will be including all those features, like including Tor, I2P, OpenVPN, and ability to connect to VPN, and connecting to mesh network and other kind of networks which will be supported, and including cryptocurrencies and different applications and services which are distributed and decentralized services. So you can choose however you wanted to connect to other services. You can say, I'm going to connect with clear internet connection because I want better speed and I want to use that X service.
Right.
You can say, I want to connect to another mesh nodes through internet instead of directly connecting to them via wireless or with wires. You can do that. In case you are connected to wires or wirelessly, that is also possible. You are connecting through mesh network to internet. Now you can also make a choice, like you want to connect through Tor and then connect to mesh network and then connect to another X service. You can do your choice. It is going to be as flexible that you make a choice how you want to connect and through which layer or which network you want to go through.
All right, those more choices is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the whole purpose of SuperMesh, to make things as easy to just click, enable, disable, install, uninstall. I don't want to show people like it is as complex things. It can be eased. Everything is possible.
Yeah,
just these are my efforts.
Just relabel things, like I2TP or Onion. Just rename that to, like, if you, secure, more secure, and then in abbreviations, slower connection, just so they know that even though it's more secure, the connection will be a little slower, and just make it like options. But and this is all part of an operating system, right, that you're developing?
I'm not developing an operating system. All I'm developing is a control center. It is a web interface control center, which is giving commands, executing scripts, making changes to your operating system. It is just like one person, or like a technical person, logs into Linux machine and start typing, start changing, editing, updating, restarting, all those stuff. So instead of a technical person doing that, I'm enabling a user, like Harry, you said, to just log into a web page and do some clicks and changes, update, and they are using it as easy as. So that's kind of SuperMesh is doing.
Okay, I don't know where I got that idea from. Maybe I read it somewhere. I don't know. But so it's just going to be some type of scripting executable program that will work on all operating systems.
Not all operating system. I'm supporting it on a Debian-based operating system, which is Linux.
Linux, okay.
So on our small IoT device like Raspberry Pi, it's not Blueberry Pi, it's a Raspberry Pi. So
I was wondering when you were going to catch that.
I know. I was just listening to you so that you can express whatever you had in mind. So, it's a Raspberry Pi, which is using Raspbian. It's a modified version of Debian Linux, which we usually use on our Linux servers or on our Linux desktops. Like Ubuntu is Debian based. So any device which supports a Debian based distribution of Linux also supports SuperMesh. So it doesn't matter if you are on a virtual machine, it doesn't matter if you are on a cloud virtual server, it doesn't matter if you are on a desktop or an IoT device. If you install SuperMesh, you can do all the stuff that it is saying that it provides. So yeah, that's kind of a flexibility in that.
Oh, all right. When it all comes down to it, it's all Unix, right?
Yes. So not everybody knows Linux or Unix. They do not understand what the hell is Linux. So what they understand what is a web page and what is login and username and password.
Right.
And they understand what is a button that they can click.
Yeah, underneath Windows, underneath Mac, whatever Tiger they're using these days.
Yeah.
You know, underneath it all, it's all Unix anyway.
Well, people understand the language of web. So
Right.
if they understand web, they can understand how SuperMesh is.
Cool. All right. So how far along are we with the SuperMesh project?
Right now, I'm coding version alpha 0.0.3. In this version, I am coding some features. Just let me open that link. Just a second. So yeah, so in this version, I'm coding a Tor gateway, a Tor proxy. You can manage your USB devices which are hooked into your IoT device. You can format those. You can use those to store data which is being generated by SuperMesh services like blockchain data. So in case your IoT device goes boom, you do not lose your data like blockchains or logins or any sensitive data that you have.
Okay.
It will be including a name service, which is like you can access services which are accessible through .bit domains, which is a decentralized name service. So it also provides anonymous or private network proxies like I2P. It can connect to IPFS. IPFS is Interplanetary File System, which is a decentralized file system. It will be able to connect to CJDNS networks, which is for mesh network. So these things I'm coding into it. So like 3 or 4 services I have coded already, and there are 3 or 4 more services which are still pending to code, and I'm doing a nice progress on it. Later I will be doing version alpha 0.0.4. For that version, I am planning to code the login page for this SuperMesh device. Right now it is not protected with login or authentication. It is very plain as and very experimental.
Okay.
And so with Iguana API, I will be using login system. So when you open SuperMesh web page, it will be prompting you to put your login and password, so that you can log in and then access all the services which SuperMesh allows you to access through that. I'm also waiting on from Iguana team, the GUI team, who is working on its wallet. In case by that time when I'll be coding this feature of login and everything, if they are able to finish that or come up with some good progress on GUI, I will include that wallet and everything in SuperMesh, so people will be able to access those services, wallets, and everything that Iguana service is gonna provide through SuperMesh. And in case I find they are not yet ready,
Right.
probably I'm gonna do my efforts on that, and I will code that GUI for wallet to set up those blockchain APIs and through all those GUI stuff that Iguana is doing through API. So this will be my effort. So you can say, other than Iguana GUI team or Iguana team, you have some other person who is also doing some efforts to make the GUI ready. side by side. You can say SuperMesh will be like a second iteration or second version of GUI. That will be my effort. So yeah.
When you say GUI, you say GUI?
Yeah, that's
graphic user interface,
like a web interface.
Understood. Nice.
So I have to.
So hold on, let me just explain. So the GUI that he's talking about is simply just it's a face. It's what you see in front of you. It's a user interface. So behind everything you see out there, behind Windows desktop, that's a user interface, the desktop.
Yeah.
The registry holds all the keys and all the plumbing. But you know, when you want to use the sync, that's the desktop. That's so just to put it in, help people out. It's what you see, but it's like the buttons. It's what makes everything simple. So it's what makes everything easy to use. That's, you know, like the Windows versus Mac. You know, Mac has a different GUI, graphic user interface, that some people find easier. You know, and some people find a little more difficult if they're coming from another GUI. So
you can also say every website which is different from one another. The website which allows you to click and do some action, that is also a GUI, because that is also a graphical user interface which lets user interact with the service or some application. It does not matter if that application is a desktop application or a web application or a mobile application. If that application is allowing a user to interact with it through interface, that is called a graphical user interface.
Correct.
So yeah, so a web interface of SuperMesh will be is called a GUI of SuperMesh. So I'll be coding
who's working on that graphic user interface?
That's only me.
Okay. I know back in the day, I think it was Eth. Eth was really good at that stuff.
He is amazing. Yeah, he made its logo, and he did an amazing job with that. I'm really happy with his work, and always if I find somebody else looking for such kind of graphics and web kind of design work, front end work, I always try to refer it because I find his work really great.
I always found him to be a sexy son of a bitch myself.
So he designed logo of SuperMesh software. So I'm using that logo as branding of SuperMesh. It's amazing. But for working on all other aspects of SuperMesh software, including network, hardware, kind of IoT testing, software testing, coding of front end and back end, everything, that's only me. I'm working on that.
Cool. All right. You're doing. Hey, from this, you know, I was trying to keep it simple, but it's a little hard to do that. But I could tell what I'm taking from this conversation is that you are very knowledgeable, and you sound and you have the expertise to get this done.
I wouldn't say knowledgeable. I think of myself kind of average, because I have seen people who are very knowledgeable in very many aspects of technologies.
Right.
If I compare to them, I'm kind of average.
Yeah, well,
I'm nowhere.
Well, you know, you're comparing yourself to the wrong people. You got to compare yourself to the average Joe outside that doesn't know anything. You know, now you're a genius. You're the smartest person they ever met. I have an aunt that doesn't even know how to use a mouse.
Oh yeah,
you know
how true. Yeah, very true. That's some philosophical thing you said.
She was using the touchpad, you know, and I gave her a mouse, and she's like, "How do I use this thing?" I was like, "Oh my god,
what the hell is mouse? Oh, mouse! Mouse gonna eat me! Let's go, run!"
I was like, "It's you know, it's supposed to be easier. That's why I gave you the mouse. Why are you using the touchpad?" Yeah. So yeah, it's you do sound very knowledgeable, though, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I believe that you will be very successful, as long as you keep to it. Don't abandon ship ever. If
Well,
you,
how can I abandon ship? Have you ever abandoned something which you like? You always do every day. What you do?
well,
What you like?
it
What you like to
depends.
do every day?
It depends on the girl. It depends on the girl, really.
Yeah, there is something like, right? So how you can abandon that? For life, will never able to get rid of that thing. So that's the same thing for me. So yeah, that's kind of if I'm into computers, I'm all into computers. I know if something new comes in, I jump into that and find out as much as I can and as soon as I can.
You know what? I noticed that you're all over the place. Every channel I look at, you're in there talking.
Almost, you can say.
That's good. That's good. Do you watch TV?
No, man. I really do not watch TV at all.
Do you own a TV?
No, I do not own TV. I do not own a TV set. No, I only own my computer, which is Mac. That's all I have.
See, that's why you're so smart.
But if I want to watch some TV show, like I like what you call Mr. Robot. Recently, I watched last season, the first season. I'm waiting for its next season. Yeah, such kind of stuff I like. Some brainy stuff.
I do the same thing, honestly. I don't own cable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't.
Save our time.
The only thing I pay for is internet. I don't pay for cable TV. I don't pay for any. If I want to watch something, I watch it on Hulu. I watch it on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll torrent it if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to take the risk.
Yeah, it really saves very much of time. Like if I'm watching some TV show online, that doesn't include advertisements and that doesn't include some distractions in there. I'm just watching that show just for entertainment.
Dude,
that's really good stuff.
Let me tell you, I watched. I was at my girl's house, right? And we were watching TV, and it was like watching TV for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't believe how many commercials. It was so bad. I couldn't even watch the show, and she's like waiting patiently for the commercials to the end, and they were never ending. And I'm like, we've been through over 10 commercials between the shows. Like this, I don't remember TV being this bad.
Yeah, I know. When I turn on the radio on my mobile, and I listen to some song, and after 2 minutes there is some advertisement. I say shut that down. I'm okay with my media player, which is my own songs. So yeah, there should be some kind of ad blocker for TV as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's called not. It's called not using it. That's because that's how these ISPs they make so much money.
Well, for now it is the case. Yeah.
That's how these big cable companies make so much money, man.
Yeah.
No, I know. I worked for them. But so let's get back to SuperMesh. What's Space Mesh?
Space Mesh. So Space Mesh is an idea that James came up with. I could not have think about that, but James came up with an idea. Like in case we are, do you understand so far I talk about local mesh? What is local mesh?
I haven't heard you say local mesh yet.
Okay, so when we will have our physical network of nodes, either connected through wireless or through wires.
Okay, local, basic local mesh. Okay, I understand.
Yes,
okay.
Very basic city-wide, or you can say a street-wide. You can say the people, neighbors connecting to each other.
Right.
Major chunk of that.
If people out there want to look into it, it's called a mesh network. It's a network topology. You could Google it. Okay.
Yeah. So they're connecting locally, but because they are not connecting through ISP, they can, which software provides the ability to connect through internet to other remote, remote ISPs, and through them remote nodes over the globe, which is right now happening. But in case, for example, some emergency happens, and people are not allowed to connect to internet, so they are cut off from the rest of the world. There can be anything. There can be some disaster happen. There can be some government restrictions happen.
Right.
There can be some firewall issues or something like.
You don't have
So
to.
in case,
You don't have
in
to tell
such
me, man.
case,
I was in a disaster. Hurricane Sandy was bad. But go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
oh, you are good. I can still find you are good. I'm happy about that. In case people want to connect to each other, they do have the ability through SuperMesh or the softwares alike to connect to each other in case they have the devices which support that software. So they can connect to each other. That a group of nodes is called local mesh. It can be a small one, it can be a bigger one to citywide or so. So in case you want to connect this local mesh to some other remote, what you say, networks, a local mesh around in the world, how would you connect that? So that can be either through some expensive hardware, wireless radio hardware.
Right.
It can be operated by one person, it can be operated by 10, it can be operated by 100%, as much one person or more person can afford to have that kind of hardware to connect wirelessly.
Right.
And through them, they are connecting through to what you say, their local mesh network nodes to other local mesh nodes. So that is kind of a restriction. James said, how would we connect to other parts of the continent? We can think about the radio networks which are connecting city to city and local mesh to another local mesh. How would we connect continent from one to another? So for that, he came up with the idea
satellite.
Yes,
that's how
satellite.
When people live off the grid or off the map, where there's no internet, they have no choice but to use satellite internet.
Yeah, but right now, if one talks about satellite and some space mesh technology, they would say, what a bad idea. You can never do that. It is never possible. It is not possible at all, because big companies like Google and Facebook are already trying to figure that out, how they connect the rest of the world to internet, which is not possible, and they are struggling very hard with that. But James' idea is eventually we're gonna have all these things sorted out. So until then, we do not do anything. Rest of the companies and people are doing it. We're gonna have shooting these satellite nodes to the space have less cost eventually, and by that time we're gonna only concentrate on the ground nodes and the software which makes these ground nodes working stable and reliable, upgradable easily and manageable, and to ease the ground level network ease. So my idea is to just make as much effort to this SuperMesh software, make it as much as easy I can, make it as much automatic as I can. So a person who is using that device or software does not have to, go through all those efforts one technical person does. So yeah, that my only concentration is in SuperMesh. I do not even think about space mesh. That's a very far, long target for this project.
So it's just like a future possibility, space mesh.
It's an evolution of SuperMesh, you can say.
Gotcha.
So I cannot talk about that because I do not have any expertise in either rocket science or either space mesh technology or something.
Right.
But I do have my knowledge and expertise in networks, web technologies, and all these.
Right.
And I'm learning every day, and I'm progressing on that, improving on my skills, so that I can improve the software SuperMesh. So, but right now I'm just working on it alone. The reason is because it is very in starting stages, and I wanted to put it into some stage when I can say, okay, this is something that I have made. You can use that, try it. If you find it good, tell me, break it, make it, or modify it, spread it, use it again, make your own device, make your own version of it. Go do whatever stuff you can do with the open source software.
Right.
Just try it. So I expect when I release some good level of software with good features, I expect some people coming around and trying it out. And I also expect people say, screw you, you did a bad job. Or maybe they say, hey, that's a good software, we like it. I expect both kinds of responses.
Right.
So So from critics, I will learn what needs to be done, what is not done right. So I will correct that.
Yeah.
So from the people, I will hear a feedback that they like it, and I can hear back, okay, what kind of things they like it. Maybe I should improve that thing more. Maybe they will like it even more. So such kind of things I will be doing, and I do not see that thing, happening very far. It will happen this year.
Okay. That sounds. What's? I was curious. I was looking into it a little bit. What is Hyperborea?
Yeah, very good question. I told you were a smart person. so Hyperborea. Hyperborea is if you understand local mesh networks, and if you understand people connecting from one mesh node to another, how they are connecting. They are either connecting wirelessly or through wires or through some other network. So right now, if I want to connect from Auckland to New York, how would I connect to one person? There is no way right now which makes it possible off the grid without ISPs to connect to another nodes over the globe. So we use internet. We use internet to connect my mesh node to you. But how is it different from a regular internet connection? It is different because we are connecting directly from one person to another, and any traffic, any data which is passing from my system to that person through this mesh node and through CJDNS network, that is totally encrypted. Whoever is a relaying node, whoever is passing my data packets from one path to another and to the endpoint, to the desired node, they are not able to see what we are sending and exchanging. They do not even see what kind of data it is. They do not even able to get a metadata, like one person connected to another and this kind of services and this kind of packets or this much of packet they exchanged. They can only see
like encryption, right?
Yes, totally encryption. So with CJDNS, it just encrypts your transport layer, network layer, transport layer. So layer 3, it just encrypts it because it is providing you an IP address, a tunneled IP address, which connects your node to another one, and any data which is going through is encrypted, totally encrypted. But it is not anonymous. That's also to note.
Gotcha. All right. So, what he's saying, people with the network 3, layer 3, there's something called. I forgot what it was called. It was a long time ago. But the way things work, the way things the way technology works with each other works through layers of communications. So what he's talking about is the third layer, which is the network layer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The next layer would be transport. The first layer of all of them is the physical layer, and that would be like the wiring, the actual physical wiring. You know, and then it goes through something called DL, and a data link layer, right? And that's where you get the IP addresses, right? And where it puts it in a nice little envelope and it ships it over to the network layer, and then from there it goes to the transport layer, where it gets stamped with a stamp of the destination, right? And then it goes to the session layer, which I don't think is really used anymore, right? And then then presentation layer, if I remember correctly, that's not really used anymore either, I don't think. And then right to the application you're using, which might be whatever email service you're using, or whatever softwares you're using.
Yeah.
So So it's actually called. Damn, I forgot it. I remember. I remember when I was studying for my Cisco exam.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what he means by the third layer. That's
Yeah. So so that encrypts the network layer,
mm.
the IP from the layer in which we get the IP, and yeah.
And then they're safe, and then they don't even know what their IP address is, right?
Well, they know what is your IP address. Well, what you say? If I get IP address from this software CJDNS, which is not given by anybody to me, but it is generated from a crypto key, encryption keys, like private and public keys. So it generates an IP address based on my private and public keys, and it is the same case with the other nodes. Mm-hmm. So any data which is transporting between two of us or more of us is encrypted and validated through that private and public keys, that it is coming from the right source and it is going to the right destination.
So Hyperborea provides this service?
Hyperborea is a combination of a mesh network which is spread over the globe.
I see.
It is a network, we say, which is making a global mesh network on the layer of internet.
I see. And
they
utilize IPv4?
No, they are utilizing IP version 6. But to connect to remote nodes, but to connect to remote local meshes, you are either requiring IP version 6 or IP version 4, a public IP address to connect to. So if, for example, I am connecting to some, which is say, a remote system or to say, in a remote continent to another person, mm-hmm. For example, if I'm in Auckland and if I connect to some person who is in Germany, and he says, I have my system publicly available, and I have the CJDNS also installed there. I am connected to the local mesh network there. And on this side, I'm connected to the other local mesh nodes in Auckland. And we connect to each other. Any other node which is in our local mesh network at both ends can connect to each other through us. Or in case, not just me, there are like 10 more people connected to other continents or maybe another Germany or Italy or wherever. They can connect to another local mesh through those nodes, which are going through internet, connecting to other local mesh over the globe. So this kind of network creates a global mesh network. We call it Hyperborea.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So this has been around for a long time then?
Yes, it's totally experimental and in testing network. It is not what you say, a stable or final network. It is a testing network. This is a test network which is used by the CJDNS developers and all those people who are experimenting on this.
Do you have a GitHub people could go to take a look at stuff?
Yes, I do have. My GitHub username is Sitinder Garewal. It is kind of the opposite of my, Slack and Twitter username.
Is there a website that they could go to get all this information?
No, I haven't made any website because I was concentrating more on software. When I will have some good portion of my software and features ready, then I will make my website. Also because I'm the only person who is working on this software, that is another reason I didn't invest my time on website. But I will, soon I will.
Okay, looking forward to
but
it.
But until then, it's available on GitHub. So anybody who wants to see what is the progress that I'm making, they can just hop onto GitHub, or I usually just update on my Twitter as well that such kind of feature that I have added, now it's available. Okay. So I know it might not be as convenient for people to go to some one source and get updated with the software progress, but at some point I'm going to do that. Maybe after version 0.04, probably I will think about some website to make, and so where people can go and get updated with the software progress. but not before 0.04.
All right, that's fine. That's your project. You do it whenever you want.
Yeah.
It's if it takes 2 years, let it take 2 years. As long as you do it right. You don't
Yeah,
push.
yeah.
You don't say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this." Everyone gets all
Yeah.
excited, and then
Yeah.
nothing happens.
Um, yeah.
So it's better to
So,
take your time, little progress. You know what? You
hmm
you show a little progress, a little bit at a time. That I think that should make everybody happy. As long as people see progress, that's all they want to see. They want to see
yeah.
little steps. Little steps. That's all I ever ask for. Like
hmm
things like there's a lot of, for example, coins out there. I know you're not a coin, but for example, coins. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and Opal's gonna be doing this and the other one, and then
Well,
then you don't hear
you never
anything
know.
anymore.
Well, you never know if SuperMesh will have its own currency.
There is one that I'm just coming back into the game over here, but there's one that I'm really I couldn't believe. Vericoin is still around. Not only is it
hmm
still around, it's actually still improving itself. So
Yeah.
I'm like not. Did you see their latest stuff? I mean, like Varium, their new Varium stuff, and
I'm not so updated with Vericoin or Verium. I do not know.
I mean, I was excited the fact that they're still around. There's a lot of coins that I don't even hear about anymore. I don't even know what
hmm
happened. I don't even know what happened to them. I gotta look. I think I got some.
Yeah. Um,
I gotta see what I gotta do with them.
well, talk to the developers. Maybe they can tell you what coming next or maybe something.
I mean, we're all fans of NXT, right?
Yeah.
We're all big fans of. Well, actually, do you have an asset for SuperMesh?
Yes. Yes. It is called Space Mesh. But when James made this asset, I asked him to hold on and do not release it to public yet.
I see.
And the reason was I did not had anything to show to public. I did not
Right.
even had to show to public a certain path that I'm going through to make this software. Because I was doing multiple things at one time. I was testing. I was doing my day job. I'm still doing my day job,
Right.
and I was not so certain how I'm gonna show this project to people. And because of some not so certain data and some, I would say, output, I was thinking it won't be right. Right now, I'm working on software, making features on it. So soon, I think it will be good if I tell them, yeah, this is the roadmap of the software. Through this time, it will be doing this much features, and this version will do this much. And you can expect, and by that time, of this much of progress on this software. So when I will have that all written, and I will be putting that on my GitHub and probably on a website, then we can say, okay, this is the timeline to release that asset to the public, and this will be the price, and so on, so details. I did not want to release the asset of this reason, and the another reason was that because people get very anxious, they do
Right.
not understand whatever the technology, a cryptocurrency technology is coming out, is totally experimental technology. Even the Bitcoin, which is like 6-7 years old now, it's
Right.
totally experimental. Expect that software to break. We just witnessed, like yesterday or day before, a DAO broke. Like, it's not broke actually; it's got attacked. So we saw people panicking on that.
Yeah, I actually saw it too. I had no idea what it was, but I saw people panicking. It was like,
Yeah, but
I was like, what the hell is DAO? I had no idea.
imagine people putting 150 or $200 million to some crypto project, and it breaks on their face. So they do not understand it's experimental. Put as much as you can lose. You can afford to lose.
Right. Yeah,
Not much lose. It's a wrong statement. So put as much as you can afford to lose to any project. It's kind of like, okay, I went to some a dinner, I spent some money, and it's gone. It's not gonna come back. But I had my dinner. I enjoyed it. So that's kind of a stuff, kind of thinking it should be. I didn't want to have.
So only spend the money I plan on bringing to the strip club today. 'Cause I
It's
know
not up to you.
I know
How you interpret.
I normally never get that back.
That's up to you how you interpret. So what to say? Yeah, I didn't want to have people anxious. Like, what is the progress? How is it going? Is it ready already, or how is it going? Which is the case with so many people criticizing SuperNet technologies. People say, okay, where is that software? Is it ready? You've been talking about this much. Is it ready now? Well, it is ready. It is ready in an API level. If you are a developer, you can use it. All the APIs are there. There's even a document online which is there.
Right.
So such kind of expectations I didn't want from people to like, okay, it's been a year. Where's the asset? Is it releasing? Or when we can sell it? When it's going to be out in the market and we can sell it?
Right.
So it will be ready. It will be coming with some stuff or software which you can use, not just talk about. So at that time, it will be good time to put the asset in the market. And I do not plan to put SuperNet or SpaceMesh asset through NXT. I only plan it to put it out through Iguana's data chains, which are a new feature James is coding these days. He is progressing on those, troubleshooting, making it more stable. Probably we're gonna have more assets like InstanceDex, Pangea, or other assets which are sitting in NXT blockchain to be ported to this Iguana data chains.
Is that the Waves?
Not the Waves. Waves is doing their own stuff. I think Waves gonna have similar features, but I do not know if they are making their own. I think they are making their own data chains kind of feature there, which probably gonna move NXT assets to their Waves platform. But I do not know if it is the exact Iguana data chain feature or if it is their own. I only hope they are making it their own.
What's you haven't looked into it? What's your opinion on it? Because I'm new. I'm still new. I don't know what DAO is. I have no idea about anything right now. I need your help.
The DAO is decentralized autonomous organization.
You know, I was told not even to look at it. So I don't even want to know about that one. But I heard Waves is making waves.
Making waves? How is it making waves?
Everywhere I look, everyone's talking. Have you seen that channel? Oh, I can't keep up with that channel.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
They're doing really good.
It's every second someone's talking. You can't. You literally have to sit here all day and look at it.
Well, I get less sleep, so I sit all day. That's true.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's bloody. I've never seen a channel so active before in my life.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. Yeah, when Waves was going on sale, I was thinking, have all the trolls came from Bitcoin Talk to their Waves channel? It was so active, and people were like, without understanding what the software is, they were kind of like, I put into this Waves ICO this much of Bitcoin, so, and people were talking, what is it about? And I was saying, have you ever tried to look into the details of Waves project, what it is offering, and how much is it offering, and what is it offering, or are you just gambling? And many people I found, they were just gambling and not just knowing what the project is.
Right. I noticed there are a lot of those the same names, that like Vindine. I see a lot of these same names I've seen for many years now. Who play the game. Which there's nothing wrong with. I do it too at times. I don't mind it. I'll put my money down on a coin I think that has some type of good thing to it, whatever the feature might be, and that's it, and that's the bet, And if
first get to know the software that you are putting money into it. Learn a bit about it. If you can find some developer around for that software, get in touch with them. Ask them some basic questions. whatever the doubts you have, clear those, and only after that, when you are certain that this is a good software or project to put money into it, only then you put there.
Right.
For example, if I'm some other person, and if I find things about SuperMesh, this is something that is in development, I would be very skeptic about this software,
Right.
because people do not know who the developer is. People do not know what the developer's abilities are. People do not know how much time it can take, how much the capability that person has to build this software, and how much the team effort it is there. Is it just one person? It is more person? How much of a certain area one person is covering, and how much the areas team can cover, and which is not there, which is not being covered. So it is a very skepticism people should have. They should not put any money without knowing all such basic details.
Right. Everything's a gamble. It's all a gamble.
If you know things, even a gamble is very, predictable.
Right. Well, you hope, right? You still sit there and hope that it goes up, right? You go, oh, please go up, please, and then you take a little Viagra and boom, there it is.
Well, SuperMesh, I'm really waiting for Iguana data chains. It will bring many new features to SuperMesh. It will be, people, when I started on this project, people were saying, you are putting so effort to this software, do not sell it for free, or make it for free to people, and make it licensed, encrypted, the source code, and provide a source code. And I was thinking about that, and I actually support free open source software. I want softwares to be open source for the betterment of community. That's how we got Linux so far.
Right.
Or any other open source software so far, which has very much improved than it was started before.
Right.
So that is the same thought I have regarding SuperMesh. But I also want people and me to have some incentive doing work on it or using it. So for that, I was thinking if I should encrypt it and put some licensing on it. But that was not possible with the open source software. Very, very difficult if it could be possible. Right. So I was looking for some solution which could say, okay, if one is using that software, they have some, kind of incentive as well, and they earn something out of as well. And that also benefit the developer as well. So for that reason, data chains will be very useful in this case. It is kind of, a consensus between the network, which says, okay, if one node is not, giving some valid results, it is not matching the other node's data, it is cheating, it is not a part of the network. So such kind of things will be coded into SuperMesh eventually. Right. So, and that is going to be data chains. And data chain will be providing tokens of space mesh asset. And it will be also allowing people to do micropayment, and they will be able to pay and use internet service or maybe other, services which I will put into SuperMesh. They'll be able to use those tokens for that thing. Using these tokens, they will be probably able to get dividends, which I was planning for space mesh asset for NXT. So all these earnings and all these automation will take place when I'll be putting efforts to put data chains of Iguana to SuperMesh. So there is a hell of a lot of work which is coming next to me, which I have to put into SuperMesh. And I will need very much help from community. I will need help very much from James, because blockchain's technology is still very fresh to me. I'm still learning every day. That's kind of thing which will be happening on SuperMesh.
Oh, all right. I didn't know. I don't know too much about Iguana, but I didn't know it was going to be like.
How much you know about SuperNet?
Well, I would say I know a lot, but at the moment I can't remember anything.
So basically, Iguana. I should talk about Iguana as well. It's a part of SuperMesh. So basically, Iguana is also like extended work of SuperNet. Yeah, SuperNet, what was doing is it was providing APIs for developers so that they can use those APIs to make some applications, or they can use these APIs to connect to another cryptocurrency networks and so on.
I remember
What
that. That's
Iguana,
what those curl commands were, right? That's what.
um, yeah, in short, you can say curl.
I mean, that's what that whole list of commands were for, right?
Yeah, it does execute those API calls through that curl command.
Gotcha.
So, what it does is it's a very small piece of software coded in C, and it ends up is like 1.5 MB of executable file, as compared to Bitcoin or any other software which compiles to some MB of file. It is just only 1.5 MB or so. So that small part, a small executable file, if you execute on any operating system that it supports, which is almost any, but if you are executing it, you are connecting to just not one cryptocurrency network. You are connecting to hundreds of cryptocurrency network, which are either a fork of Bitcoin cryptocurrency or some other cryptocurrency which will be supported. Like for now, it supports Bitcoin, Bitcoin Dark, obviously. Litecoin it supports.
Dogecoin.
I do not know if Bitcoin is supported or not. I do not think so.
Dogecoin.
No, I don't know. It can support all of them in case we have their settings or their parameters with us. All it needs is just their parameters, and we execute some command through API, and it will be connecting to all those other nodes as well. So if right now I say this does not support X cryptocurrency, but I do have some details of that X cryptocurrency with me, I'll just put in those values in some form. I hit submit, and I'm connected to that cryptocurrency network as well. So the other benefit of Iguana is also that it is so lightweight that it can run on your IoT device, or it can run on your mobile as well, or it can even run in your web browser. James also made another version which works with your Google Chrome browser. The whole Iguana software runs in your Google Chrome software. It's just a one-click software.
Nice.
There is no other blockchain, software which says, okay, you just click one button, it installs in your browser, and you are very good to go with all those cryptocurrency coins. Not just Bitcoin, but any other coin which is supported with the software. You can just hit a button, all your cryptocurrency coins are there.
Wow, that's basically what SuperNet is, right?
Because
like the wallet, when you go in the wallet, you see all the coins.
Yeah, and another benefit is we can choose which coin we want to act as a light wallet, or which coin we want to act as a full node. So it can be like a Bitcoin Dark is running a full node in my local system, and Bitcoin is running as a light node, and Litecoin is running as a light node, or maybe VPN coin is running as a full node, and so on. But it is if in case it is a light node, which is called the Basilisk feature. Basilisk feature is actually a light node kind of feature.
Okay.
You call it a light wallet, but in case of Iguana, it is named as Basilisk. If you are running a cryptocurrency in a Basilisk mode, it is just signing the transaction locally and sends the transaction to the network, and let the full nodes make those raw transactions and complete the transactions.
Gotcha.
So it is secure, and it let the other nodes do this stuff on your behalf. And because the other full nodes are completing your transaction, they are taking some fees. And that fees is very much variable. It can be configured by the node owner. If, for example, I'm the node owner, I say, I will charge 0.0001. And the other node says, I will charge 0.001. So whoever is a cheaper one, it'll be going to that one. And whoever is the fastest one, maybe. I don't know, but it is variable. It is a market set price of setting a fees for the full nodes. So in case I have SuperMesh running and I have Iguana node installed there, I can set my SuperMesh to be a full node of multiple currencies. And some other person, they say, I'm not able to run, what you say, full nodes because I do not have much disk space with me or much IoT device power with me. I just want to run it in a basilisk mode, which is light mode. They are sending their queries to the full nodes. In that case, running a node with the Iguana, they are earning some fees, even just being a full node in the network. And they are not mining anything. They are just a node providing data to the network.
Gotcha.
So because Iguana is connecting to multiple currencies at the same time, and with such ease, it makes things possible to do many sort of things. You can do cryptocurrency mixing, which is called Jumbler. Jumbler is like, I want to get some coins received or sent anonymously. So we do that through Jumbler, like mixing coins. There is a feature, you already know, instant DEX. So through that, we can transact cryptocurrencies with each other within SuperNet network or through another external exchanges. So all those things which SuperNet we've been talking about through last years or so will be available through Iguana and eventually with SuperMesh as well. So all those sort of things, if coming to SuperMesh, so that makes it some valuable software to have.
Oh, it sounds like you're painting a really nice picture here.
I can even tell you what can be possible with this software.
Well, it sounds like it's. I mean, JL77. If he's involved, I know there's definitely a genius in there also.
Yes, he is definitely a genius. A genius word would be less, I think.
He makes things sound easy when he explains it, but I normally have no idea what he's talking about.
Well, sometimes I when I talk to when I read about his stuff, even for me it is like going over my head. I do not understand what he said. Then I go search about some word or topic, read about that, and then it's the moment like, aha, I got it. So that's what he is making. Oh, okay, that's really cool. So yeah, that's kind of a thing. So yeah, I'm really grateful that he made me partner in SuperNet. So SuperMesh is a project which is a partner of SuperNet project. So a good chunk of percentage of Space Mesh asset is with SuperNet. If people will be getting SuperNet or JL77 HODL assets, they're also taking a portion of Space Mesh asset already.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm really grateful that
they'll get dividends
James also.
from that.
Sorry?
They'll get dividends from the HODL.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I'm really grateful that he allowed me to give me some platform and let people hear my voice as well. So I got a dedicated channel on SuperNet Slack. So in case people want to contact me, they can also hop there. I'm mostly in my Space Mesh channel in SuperNet Slack. They can talk to me live if they have any problem or query or want to ask me something, they can just go there and talk to me.
Is there an
I'm
email?
also available.
Is there an email address people can contact you on?
No, I do not have any email address specifically for SuperMesh project.
Okay.
But in case people want to talk to, they can approach me on Twitter. They can approach me on GitHub. They can contact me over SuperNet Slack. But when I will be making my website, then people go to that website and
It'll be easy.
they can contact me through various channels. I will be able making my own IRC channel specific to Space Mesh asset or SuperMesh asset. So, so because many people say, okay, we do not want to connect to some stupid Slack channel or something like that. Give us some IRC. Yeah, sure, there will be options, but right now I'm really busy with so many stuff. I cannot handle all those stuff at one time.
Yeah, no, don't even worry about it. That'll come later, you know, when you got nothing to do. When you're all done, and you know.
Yeah, I will need some helping hands around if people will be offering. So there will be time coming soon, but I'm really busy with progressing the software.
Hey, I believe in you. I think you're gonna do an amazing job. I can't wait to try out one of the blueberry pies myself.
Raspberry Pi, mate.
Blueberries have more antioxidants. And I mean, when do you think we'll be able to get our hands on one of these blueberries?
These small blueberries. Okay, so wait till some stable software. What software right now I'm making is very basic. It's I do not call it secure because it's very, very basic and very open right now. It's not authenticated, and it's open to network. So it's only for those who understand technical aspects of it and who understand the security measures of it. Okay. So if they do understand it, they can take a look at the GitHub, they can download it, they can even use it today and test it and say, okay, this feature is not there, this is not good, and this is bad, and fix this thing, and make sure you do this when it is on the stable version or so. So yeah, they can do the same thing. My GitHub is Satinder Garewal, and my Twitter is also...
Hold on a second. The way you said that, I had no idea. Satinder Guri, I have no idea what... You gotta spell that, bro. I'm sorry, okay. I normally don't, but...
Okay, so my first name is Satinder, Satinder, Satinder.
Okay.
Is it fine? Should I go next?
Yeah, okay. you gotta spell that out.
Okay, so my last name is Garewal. It's Grewal.
Yeah, that's see, Greveval. I would have thought there was a V in there.
No, it's not V. It's W. It's Garewal.
I always say gruel.
Yeah, I know. Many people say grew. You grew up. Okay, so yeah, it's Garewal. So yeah, that's how we pronounce it.
All right, cool.
Hey,
it was great having you here today.
Yeah, it was great talking to you too, man.
I hope to hear updates in the future.
Yeah, sure, there will be.
I'm gonna personally try it out when it comes out because that's what I do. And stay on the line because
I will be. Yeah.
I have a surprise for you. As for everybody else, I thank everybody for coming and listening, and their interest in SuperMesh. Happy to be back. I think we're gonna make some beautiful spaghetti together, and I look forward to all the new things I have to look into the next probably month. It'll probably take me a month to catch up with all these new things. And,
cool.
And Gruel, you are a cool guy, man. And I know you're smart. I mean, you're a genius.
I'm okay.
No, You're a smart guy. I could tell a smart guy. Don't be humble with me.
You are a smart guy. You figured out what Hyperborea is.
No, I have no idea what it is. That's why I made you explain it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And this is Lutz and Gruel. Oh, Grevial.
Greval.
Greval.
Or call me Satinder.
Satinder Greval.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, my Italian accent helps.
Woo.
And everyone have a great night.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for inviting me here. It was really nice to talk to you and be part of Core Radio.
You are a sexy son of a bitch, and Core Radio is gonna make sure everyone knows how sexy you really are. All right, I heard things like babyface, but I'm telling you, he's a sexy son of a bitch. You got to see this picture over here on Skype.
Oh, thanks, man. Right. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, have a great night.